The Reverend Gaumont is dying, or so it is said, along Delaney Road, which is now officially Delaney Avenue. His latest attack suffered in an argument with his son Nathaniel after Nathaniel eloped with Pembroke employee Lila Shaw, has left the old man bedridden and awaiting the inevitable. Of course, the good people of Halfway There, the old-timers, they know that there's nothing inevitable about death when it comes to the Reverend Gaumont. Annex, the continuing story of a peculiar bend in the avenue. Traffic goes north, traffic goes south. The streetcar runs between, and all we can do is try to keep up.
It'll be fine to have closer neighbours. And if you can sell this piece of land off, that is. The children call it Bat's Wood and claim it's haunted by a demon black cat. They call her Lucy. Mention her in the advertisement. Maybe we'll find a cat person.
One way or the other, Jane. Tremendous changes coming to Halfway There. Incorporation by the city, paving and other improvements. Homes going up, word of commercial buildings being built further south, in walking distance. Soon we'll have sidewalks. It's inevitable that we'll see the land fill up. Dawson's made a fine neighbor, so will whoever we can persuade to take this double lot. Capital for a garden. How to grow lilacs. But then again, I'm prejudiced. Speaking of fine neighbors, here comes Tom Dawson to wish us a happy new year for 1915. Hello, Tom.
As neighbours, anyone is better than that cretin down the avenue. Is Gaumont dead yet, Tom?
At last report from Nate, not quite yet.
Oh, that's too bad.
Jane, we mustn't.
Oh, mustn't what? Tell the truth? Say things plainly?
I share your wife's impatience when it comes to the Reverend Gaumont and his prosecution based on the folio of evidence that we've gathered with his son's help as our inside man. It should have happened by Christmas, the way we were headed.
Tom, the war was supposed to be over by Christmas.
The old man's reaction to Nate's elopement, that was the wild card. Reverend lashing out at Lila, the new wife, the struggle between father and son. He must have burst that blood vessel in his brain from sheer shock that Nate finally turned upon him. Oh, I wish I'd been there to see the look on that old highwayman's face. Anyhow, the Reverend is said to be dead any day now. He'll not recover from what Doc Howe told me. He'll not be fit to stand trial in a Harborview courtroom in his lifetime or ours.
Don't knock the Grim Reaper, Tom Dawson. Death takes the Reverend and we can sleep safe in our beds, and Nate and Lila can begin their married life without him to poison it. There's been so much death. Our Sophie, so many other mothers, sons overseas, and now Diana's Lowell of such a short illness. Our Diana, and a widow, and so young. Well, at least she's home with us now, where she belongs in her time of mourning.
That's right. Diana's home.
And until the Reverend breathes his last, no one of us is safe, and that includes our dearest Diana. Oh, he is foul, and he does deserve the worst. And my prayer is that the Reverend will expire post-haste, and if he can't be brought to justice in a court of law, then let him face almighty justice.
Well, that's fine, but who will pick up where the Reverend Gaumont leaves off?
Lila's our bride, and Diana's our widow and our return. If the Reverend Gaumont is not long for this Annex world, who will then rise to power?
My thanks to you for coming. The Reverend, he is very ill, and he insisted on seeing you at once.
Enter, my young friend. Come nearer. I have much to tell you, and little time to tell it. You've seen the satchel of papers, files, maps, photographs that I have delivered to you. You understand what's involved, the scope and the responsibility entailed. Of course, there's the power, and that's no small amenity. The power. I'll miss the power the most, more than any woman, more than Nathaniel, more than the lies I told myself while I was away and after I came back. Besides, a man grows older and yearns to pass something down.
Father, I will not void the transaction. It has been completed and registered as a legal sale. Having made a deal with Pembroke, I have no intention of breaking my word based on deathbed tantrums.
Do you imagine that allowing the Pembrokes to sharecrop in the near distance will somehow make up for your own considerable failure to acquire a wife of your own? May I remind you that you reside under my roof, and have ever since I brought you back here because I thought you might assist in running my operations. A man grows older and yearns to pass something down.
And what think you now, old man?
What I wanted was an heir, and what I see before me now is a sloppy, overgrown errand boy. You can hardly live through your hero Pembroke, you know.
Henry Pembroke is a friend, Father, and I don't seek to live through him or his family. He has a mind for business and has been growing lilacs and all kinds of things for years. All the man wants is to get his family out of the city and to make a new life, running the lilac sanctuary, which will prove a lovely neighbor, if you'll only give it a chance.
Rats and roaches. The only thing that I'll ever give you, boy, that'll be rats and roaches.
A man grows older and yearns to pass something down. North Carolina, I'm told. Law school. I knew your mother. She speaks so very highly of you and advocated most persuasively for your placement within my organization. No doubt your swift promotion will please her to no end. I trust all is in order then. Son, it was a pleasure to make your acquaintance, however brief. I'm the Reverend Gaumont.
The pleasure's mine, Reverend. My name is Donovan Shackelford.
Donovan, you are aware of the condition attached to your, shall we say, promotion? A condition of the marital kind. You must woo and wed Diana Pembroke at any and all costs within 2 years of my passing, or you forfeit, my young friend. The first of many perils. But you'll learn.
Pardon me, Reverend, but isn't Diana Pembroke married? I read in the society pages that...
You don't keep up on your society pages like I do. Lowell Putnam died on Long Island last month. 2 days before Christmas. A short illness. One arranged by one of my operatives to ensure you a level playing field for the heart of Miss Pembroke. Quiet, but more importantly, untraceable. And it looks like respiratory failure. She'll marry again, and when she does, you'll be there. You'll marry Diana Pembroke and have lots of children with her, and then you'll take control of that blasted lilac sanctuary and rip those damned lilacs from the ground and do with that south tract as I've intended all along and as detailed in the satchel. what's left of Diana, you'll be welcome to, I'm sure.
I vow to make your dreams for this place come true, Reverend. My only sorrow is that you won't be around to see it happen.
Oh, I'll be around, son. By land, sea, and air.
Mr. Pembroke! Mrs. Pembroke! Mr. Pembroke!
Nancy, what in the world? Are we being invaded?
Oh, Diana, it's so good to see you again. I heard you were back.
I'm sure you have. What had you carrying on like that?
My father just telephoned me from his office downtown.
That's where my mother and father are. They just left on the streetcar to meet him there. He wouldn't tell me what it was about, but said they had a decision to make, the three of them. Whatever that meant. Your father was somewhat cryptic.
He wasn't cryptic just now.
Nancy, out with it!
The Reverend Gaumont died a little over an hour ago. Up the road, the avenue, at his farm. Died from a burst blood vessel, Father said. Aneurysm. Oh, Diana, that evil man is dead. He's dead. We're free.
I suppose.
You suppose? We should be dancing in Delaney Avenue together.
You dance in Delaney Avenue, Nancy. And mind the streetcar. My husband and sister are dead. My parents are most likely permanently diminished by the last year of battle done with the Reverend. They seem to have aged so much. You dance, I'll go inside and prepare.
Prepare? For what? Reverend Gaumont is dead, I just told you.
For whatever happens next.
Come now, don't go back inside. I've been insensitive. I haven't even offered my condolences on Lowell. I'm so very sorry. Perhaps I could come inside and we could have some tea or a cup of hot cocoa?
Doubtful.
I can understand that you want to be alone, especially with your recent loss of your husband. It's really grand to have you back, Diana. I hope you'll stay for some time and perhaps we can become friends. We should stick together.
Perhaps. May I give you some survival advice? Mind your own business, Nancy.